Welcome back everybody, it's day 2 of this little garage door that I'm doing, and thanks for all your feedback yesterday on the point of view camera which sits about here. Really appreciate that, because obviously I try and make stuff that people want to watch, and if it's a bit more interesting for you then I'll carry on. So good stuff. I've just been trying to order the paint this morning for this garage door, and ordering paint is quite a pain in the arse, isn't it really? The people have asked for a certain colour. Now they've gone on holiday, I can't get the certain colour mixed up in the colour that I showed them. It was a BDEC MSP colour, and found it online. Brewers, went down to Brewers with it, and then it turns out they can't mix that colour in Brewers. Then I choose another colour for a dulux oil-based finish, and I chose a dulux colour, and it turns out they can't mix that colour in that metal oil-based finish. So it's just like a minefield. So all I've done now, I've gone online, I found one of these online delivery places that does BDEC. I've got the colour I think looks like the front door, because that's what they want the garage door, match to the front door. And I've just ordered it, much quicker, much cheaper. First thing I'm going to do is get on with this post. Now if you watched yesterday's video, you'll know why that post is wrapped up like that, so I'm not going to explain it again. Just watch yesterday's video, which is literally one back on a playlist, and you'll see why I've done this to this wooden post. So it's got the cement carrier board on it, the render carrier board. But what I'm going to do, I'm just going to give it a prime with a bit of SBR anyway, just to kill any quick suction, because I'm only going to put it on thin. And I did buy, I don't know how well they're going to be, I bought some of these 2mm beads from Screwfix. I think I might need them for another job soon. They're for like drywall, internal drywall stuff, but I thought it might be all right for a very thin base coat of the HP12, which I'm just going to chuck over that. It will just give me the corners a bit more decent, rather than me trying to fiddle about with them. So I shall say no more. I'll get on with this, and I'll put that little point of view camera on, which is just this. It's really good. I've had it for ages. I've had it for over a year now, but I don't use it a lot. So all it does, it's really easy just to take on and off like that. Just clips in, he says, and then the GoPro, got this little catch on it, just literally does that, and that's it. Then I'm ready to rock and roll. So there's all the beads on it. I don't know how straight they are, but I'm not, again, obviously I'm not too bothered. There's a little bit sort of out of kilter there. I could potentially pin them in. I'm just going to see how it comes out really. So I'm just going to put another coat around it. Pick up my blobs. So let's get a full coat on it, and then we'll see what's happening. But I'm going over the top of this with a thin coat silicone, so if it doesn't cover this properly, doesn't matter, the thin coat will, as long as they're bedded on and they're all stuck into the HP12 itself. I generally like to bed the beads into the material that I'm using. That's just like something I've always done really. I don't often pin them on, if I'm honest, because beads can buckle and bend under the, you know, if the pins are pushing it in and stuff. So generally I've always done this. Now then, what I've just noticed, which is going to be a bit of a concern, is that this post does wobble a bit when it's touched. Now, is it going to crack? Silicone top coat should stop a lot of that really. It's quite flexible, that silicone top coat. He wasn't expecting this, the homeowner. I think he was just thinking it was going to be a bit of a bodgy old fill and paint job. Yeah, that's looking alright. Right, I'm now going to go out and rub this down, this fascia light up here. Just going to put another little facing coat on top of this, I think. Do you know what? I'm still tempted to put a bit more scrim down that. Let's see if I'm wasting my time or not. Yeah, I think I will. That's better, I'm happy with that. Feel a bit more satisfied with that. That I've done all I can now with that. It should come out nice when it's done, I think. Just going to give it a just a really light face up, because I don't think it's going to need too much more anyway. Right, let's leave that to pick up, and then I'll give it a little tidy up, little sponge over. But now I'm going to try and get on with getting this garage sprayed now that that car's gone. I'll try and get an undercoat on this garage door. So let's get cleared up that, and I'll come back to you when I'm ready. So I'm just at the point now where I'm ready to start spraying this garage. So I'm going to give it a grey undercoat. Well, that's probably a dark grey undercoat. I just feel it's going to need it. The MSP is going to go on top, and I know the MSP is a multi-surface, but I think I'd still rather give this a nice flat coat of something first. Even though it's probably not the exact colour base coat you need, it's probably a bit too dark, that grey. But anyway, so I'm going to spray that on. So I've just set up the compressor, and I've just cut a load of this floor protection, tucked it around the garage, and just give myself a nice little spray shield all the way around, really. I don't really want to start getting it over anywhere else, so that should be good. So the garage doors all rubbed down yesterday, so the dust off and the wipe down, and compressor set up. I'm going to use that cup. I'm going to fill that cup up with a bit of that emulsion undercoat, and we'll see how it goes. It's not too windy today, so hopefully I won't get too much blowback from it. Anyway, let me get that filled up, and I'll put my little point of view thing on, and we'll see how it all goes. This is already quite thin, this undercoat, so I'm not going to start putting any thinners in it or anything. It's going to be messy, I'm sure. Right. See how I get on with that. I won't put too much in for a minute, in case it needs to come out again. I'm going to put a bit more pressure on the compressor. So how do I do that? I want to... That's better. Just still getting used to it, really. Right. so quick. That's brilliant, honestly. It's drying off so quick on that garage door because it's got the sun on it. I suppose it's like being in an oven for it, you know, like a baking oven. Wow, that's brilliant. You saw how much paint I put in that, didn't you? I haven't topped it up. That's just one take. I haven't cut the film or anything, so sort of that much in that pot has done that door. It's actually easier to clean out than the water-based paint, that one. That looks alright, doesn't it, the garage? Looks good. Looks good in that colour, I think. Right, let's give this a quick rub down. Right, door's all dry. I'm back now. I've just popped home to pick up some samples of someone. Door's all dry. I've just been along the top of that fascia up there and just primed and undercoated it. And all I'm going to do now here at this job is just get these gaps filled in. And then I'm going to leave this job for today. I'll be back tomorrow. I'd rather let that cure completely overnight, that stuff, because it's probably gone on, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 mil, I would imagine, in the centre. Not too bad, but I'd just rather let it completely cure. That is where I'm leaving it today. Just coming up to 6:20 now on this sunny Wednesday evening. It feels hotter than ever this evening, I don't know why. And I'm just off to look at another job. That's the way it is. Back to the post. The post that I've rendered today needs a little top on it. Now, a couple of weeks ago, I replaced a bit of decking for someone. And I thought, do you know what? This little bit of decking will be all right for a top. So I'm going to do a 4-inch square top, router down the sides just to make it look a bit fancy. And that will be the top for that. So there's my little post topper. I just went for a little round over in the end. I didn't go for the chamfer. So that should do all right. I'll stick that on top of that. I'm going to give it a nice rub down. There we go. One repurposed bit of decking for a fence topper. Now I might put some oil on it. Danish wood oil. Very nice. It's come up nice, look. There was a shitty old bit of decking a minute ago. Let's oil the bottom as well. So you'll see that post top tomorrow on that finished post when it's all done, silicone rendered. Right, that's the post all done. Doesn't that look smart? I filled all round the edge of this, I cut all this foam back, ran down the side of the door frame there, and I've just filled it all. So that can dry. So then literally all I've got to do is, hopefully the paint will turn up for the door, and then I can just come back, rub the filler down, gloss that frame, spray that door, and then just quickly paint in that fascia, and I'm done here then. Right, just about to start spraying this with a ready colour now. I've had to back my van right up to the garage just to use the doors as a bit of a buffer. Hopefully there won't be much overspray. I've got all the stuff put around there again. But there's a black Jag parked right there. And then there's another black car there, but touch wood, it shouldn't be too bad. So I'll set you up in here somewhere, and we'll see how this comes out. Now, this didn't spray too well, this stuff. This B-deck paint, what it was doing, like a lot of these water-based paints, it was building up on the nozzle. As the paint comes out through the needle, you got sort of two jets of air from either side hitting it to sort of push it forward. And what can sometimes happen is the paint can dry up before it comes out of the nozzle, and then you end up getting sort of spits and that sort of thing. And that's what was going on here, so I had to keep sort of stopping and picking it out and starting again with it. So it didn't spray as well as the oil-based. Maybe I could have put a drop more water in it, but I didn't want to put too much in it, so it started running down the face. But I gave it 2 quick sprays of this, and then I've just resorted back to a roller again. It just wasn't covering. I really, really wish I hadn't done this dark colour first. I should have just gone over what was already there, but you live and learn, don't you? Well, that's about it really. That garage door, it looks really patchy still. I'll have to pop back and give it another 1 or 2. That's had 4 coats of the B-deck. That's 4, it's had 2 light sprays, and then it's had 2 light rolls, and then I've got a bit of a thicker pile out and give it 2. So that's basically 6 coats that's had, and it's still showing through underneath. I'm really pissed off that I put a dark undercoat on that. Should have just gone the extra mile and got like a pinky red undercoat. But that's all right, I can come back. It's literally down the road from me, so I'll come back and give it a few more coats. But yeah, the surround looks all right now. That's all nice and tidy. I think the post is the star of the show, if I'm honest. That sort of is the only thing that I'm really, really pleased about what come out. Face is all done up there. It looks better than it did, but yeah, definitely another few coats on that door. It doesn't take a minute just to roll it with a face. So that's it for me this week. That's that job finished as far as what you're going to see. I'm going to pop back and paint that garage door a couple of times, but I definitely won't show that. I'm getting bored of it myself, so I doubt very much you want to see it. But yeah, that's the end of that job. Very easy week for me. Next week, as from Monday onwards, it's back to... Sorry, my daughter's messaging me something weird. Yeah, so as from next week, I'm back to skimming ceilings all out through next week, apart from Wednesday when my van's going in for service. So I'll probably see you Monday evening for a bit of skimming over Artex. If you want to watch me do that, if you want to know anything about it, just give me a message in the comments. The easiest job I do, I feel, is skimming over Artex. I could do that all day, every day. It's my favourite thing, really, skimming ceilings. I absolutely love skimming ceilings. Much better than walls. It's easy money for me, I feel. I know it's graft, but it is what it is, isn't it? You mix up your plaster, put it on the ceilings, and it's a job done. There's no thinking involved. But anyway, thank you all for watching. Thanks for this week, and have a great weekend, everyone. I'm off to Frinton for the weekend, or up that part of the world anyway, so I may just do a little bit of videos up there. If it's so nice, why not show a little bit of that on Monday? So anyway, take care all, and I'll see you soon.